Hello friends, so today's video is going to be a list of some video games that I'm hoping to play in the month of February, as well as some manga I'm hoping to read and some adaptations that I'm hoping to watch. On my main channel, I do TBRs or to be read. It's a pretty common thing to do on book channels where you talk about some upcoming books you're hoping to read. And so with this, it's essentially a to be RPW, to be read, played, and watched. And I'm going to start with the video games that I'm hoping to get around to. So I plan to play Forspoken. From the demo of this one, I was really enjoying the literal navigation of the character from moving from point A to point B. I'm very picky when it comes to movement in games because it's such a central part of games, especially open world games or games where the settings are so big. And so I was really enjoying the movement, and I think the combat seems really interesting. It seems like it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but then once you do, it feels like you have to very quickly strategize based off the kind of enemy you're fighting, what kind of magic would work best, you have to wait for certain magic to come back because certain spells it seems like are stronger. Obviously it takes longer to use the big attacks than the quick attacks, and so I think that it's going to be really fun to try to have that instant strategy when you're fighting. I think that's going to make for a very on your toes kind of combat system. So I am excited for Forspoken. And then I have been replaying Final Fantasy X. I am trying to defeat all of the Dark Aeons, but stupid Dark Anima just has 8 million health. Why? Who decided that? Whoever it was, how dare you? I hate that its health is that high. But anyway, there's plenty of reasons to hate it, but the reason I hate it is because if you don't succeed, you've likely already spent hours trying to defeat this stupid thing. So I'm trying to replay Final Fantasy X. That's where I'm going with this. For as far as video games, I will probably here and there play some more Final Fantasy X. And then I am thinking about, my friends and I have kind of been wanting to play Elden Ring together, so I might be revisiting Elden Ring soon. And then also Wild Hearts, it comes out at the end of February, and so I think similar to Forspoken coming out in January, but likely to be played more in February, I think I'll see that same thing with Wild Hearts. But Wild Hearts I'm very excited for. I just think it looks really fun, so I can't wait to jump into that one. Now getting into manga and comics, I am probably going to, with the comics I pick up ones that are maybe not as time consuming because I am planning to pick up a lot more manga in February. So first off, I'm going to be continuing my read through of Vagabond. I have a couple of chats up for this one already, and I've been trying to go through it in arcs as opposed to individual volumes or bind-ups or a certain amount of volumes. So I plan to continue doing that with Vagabond. I also want to reread Vinland Saga, read the next volume that came out, the next book, and then watch the show. So I've seen season 1, but I want to watch through season 1 again, and then this relates to the only adaptation really that I'm going to probably watch in February, which would be season 2 of Vinland Saga. I've been waiting for this one for so long, and so I am ready to get into it, but I do want to read through the manga again before watching the show. Those ones are a little heavier in nature, so I'm hoping to also continue on with Yona of the Dawn and Spy Family, and also Silver Spoon. I'm a huge fan of Full Metal Alchemist. I think a lot of you know that. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and so I really want to just see more of Arakawa's silly humor. And then the other ones are a little more adventurous and exciting. I also am hoping to pick up Golden Kamuy. So similar to Vagabond and Vinland Saga, this is a historical fiction manga, but I've heard really good things, and I've heard that it feels like it's somewhat plotless because it's sort of just this gold rush type of setting, and you're just following people in that setting, and nature can be very harsh, and so you're seeing people trying to deal with that, but then also apparently it's really funny, but it's a weird sense of humor. So I very much look forward to that. And then when it comes to the comics, I am hoping to read Demon in the Woods, or Demon in the Wood, I think it's singular. This is by Leigh Bardugo. It is a graphic novel version of a short story or novella that she wrote about the antagonist from the Grisha series. And the second season of Grisha comes out in March. So I think it'd be kind of fun to pick up this comic, this graphic novel, before that second season comes out, and just kind of get a little bit of the history of the Darkling. Next up, I also want to read Extraordinary or Extraordinary, because in the world, they refer to these people as EOs, and I think they kind of do separate extraordinary. And this is by V.E. Schwab. It takes place in the Vicious and Vengeful world. If you are unfamiliar with those, it follows these two individuals who currently hate each other in present day, and you don't know why, and it's a fractured timeline. So throughout the story, you're trying to piece together what happened to make these people who were previously friends now hate each other. And on top of that, there is also this magical component to the story, or potential magical component, where they are investigating whether near-death experiences or people who have died and then been resuscitated, if that grants them certain powers, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories that is true. And so they are investigating that, and you can tell that through this investigation, something must have happened that caused them to not only drift apart, but want to rip each other's throats out. They are after each other. And I really like those two books by V.E. Schwab, and this comic takes place in that, it's our own world, but I'm going to say in that world. Also, I checked out Rat Queens from the library. This is one where I don't know what I'm going to think of it. It seems like it's going to be kind of fun and adventurous, and given that Vinland Saga and Vagabond are kind of heavier types of stories, I wouldn't mind picking up something that feels like it's just going to be a lot of fun. But if I don't love it, I'm not going to force myself to keep going with it. I just kind of want to see what I think of it. Anyway, that's it for some manga and comics that I'm hoping to read, an adaptation that I'm hoping to watch, and then some video games that I'm hoping to play. Definitely let me know what you're hoping to read, play, or watch in the month of February. I would love to know. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.